Is this working? I don't know. We did something different. I set it up differently this time. One assumes that this is now working because I previewed it and did it professionally rather than the slapdash option I usually use. Also, OBS has changed, so I can actually manage the stream within OBS. Not that means anything to you. Robert Payne was early, and I did it just for him. And he says, "Are we getting Doctor reviews?" Actually, looking forward to how they wrap up. Well, yeah. I mean, I spoke to the kids about it this morning. Funny enough, Herb's in for it. Very was a bit doubtful. She didn't know whether she wanted to do it, but now her brother's doing it. She's going to do it. But yeah, after the episode broadcasts on Sunday, I think it's on at 6:25. Yeah, we'll do our thing. We'll probably do it on this channel actually, because I know before I did it on the other channel, but this seems to be. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. But I thought Dr. Drew was better over, but then it's over here. Oh, I don't know. I know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it here. That's the plan. But you are receiving me loud and clear. Hopefully everyone's here. Like I said, I set this up so that you'd know when it was arriving. People could see it on the channel. And yeah, no excuse for it. There's no excuse to be late now. So just sit here now and just wait for the questions, like I usually do. So much for being organised, huh? So much for being organised. Do. Right. Just going to boost the audio a little bit. It's a bit quiet. Kitten Care's in. Kitten says, found a couple of great deals at the thrift store. Got a Queen Platinum 3 CD for 99¢. And a real world release, Champagne and Grits by Little Axe for 99¢. Yeah. The CDs are just dirt cheap these days, so it's probably the best way to enjoy music is CDs, because especially second-hand CDs. Over here there's a shop called Music Magpie, and they have these offers on where you can just fill your boots for old CDs. I got a CD. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what CD it was. I got one the other day. It was like, I can't remember how much I paid for it. I bought two, but then there was postage. But the postage was for two. But it works out to probably just being over maybe about £1.40, I think, with the postage. And yeah, it was not bad. But it kept skipping on a track I liked. It kept skipping, so I buffed it. Buffed it real good. It still skipped. And I buffed it again, and it still skipped. And then I got my buffing compound and I buffed it again, and the skip moved. So I buffed it for a fourth time, fourth lot of buffing, and I cleared the skip thanks to buffing compound, which you use for getting rid of scratches on cars, but you can also use it with guitar repair. If you have a little hairline kind of scratch, you can use buffing compound or finishing compound too, which is the specific products you should use. I've got some of that as well, but I used the buffing compound because it was a CD. Oh, this is the reason you come here, for these amazing insights into my life. But I fixed the skip. The funny thing was I played it in my Blu-ray player. No skip. It's this Sony one, because I got this Sony CD player. It's an SA CD player, which was 40. And I got it for, I don't know, 60, 70 quid. And I fixed it. But it's still a little bit sensitive, I think. It was just that. But I got a CD with CD rock. I can't mention the artist because, and that plays perfectly. But anyway, this is why you're here. This is why you're here. Payne says, I tried offloading some DVDs from Music Magpie and offered 20p for each. That sounds about right. You should have come to me. I would have offered you 70p for them. Kitten says, yeah, buffing CDs makes them new again, as long as their label side is good. Exactly. Because if there's any damage to the label, that's where the laser goes straight through. So, Payne says, you're a CD buff, indeed. For someone who says, how's it going? Yeah. Bob says, I'm only happy when it rains. Okay, that's a bit of a garbage comment, that is. Josh said, have you fixed the skip with buffing compound? That's amazing. Makes me happy to hear it. But it's true. It's true. Buffing compound. The stuff you'd use on car repair. But I had some because I was using it to repair, well, not repair, but resurrect a guitar. So I thought I'd use that. You can use toothpaste as well, apparently. I've not tried toothpaste, but you can use toothpaste. Brendan says, with the new Phil Riggs headline, any ideas how she's going to improve Pongs in court? Well, this is the thing. It's completely unnecessary. If she wants half of the house, then she's got to... I guess she's saying that to prove some sort of... I don't know, loss of mind. I don't know. I don't know what she's trying to prove, but we know that he's a frail old man who obviously needs assistance. And she doesn't put her in a good light. And I don't why this is the thrust of their legal argument. And again, Phil Collins' representation say this is irrelevant and now right. It bears no relation to her claim on half the mansion, even though they're not married and it's a verbal agreement. She's going to be laughed out of court. Again, I think she's doing it just to do damage to him. And again, most people read it and go, what the it's laughable. I mean, again, I'm not laughing at Phil Collins. I'm laughing at the way it's reported and the way that her legal people are presenting it, because it's just absolutely ludicrous. And if you have got a serious legal case, you go in there earnest and seriously, and you go, well, this was the agreement, and this is why. You don't start picking personal holes in people. So that's why it's ludicrous, isn't it? Really. Pegasus says, "I don't. How's your group been?" Painless. Verna says, evening. Loved your review of Plant and Co's first albums. My favourite album is House of the Holy. Well, you're going to enjoy that review when that comes up. Duca says, going to see Genesis right now would be like seeing Elton John without his piano, or back in the day seeing Van Halen without Eddie playing guitar. Wrong on all levels. Pegasus has been grooving to the Zep reviews. Oh, there's more of those lined up. It took me 2 months to do them because it's because I've done them before, and it's like the Bowie ones and the Queen ones. I just hate repeating myself, and it's been horrible. But I'm getting there. I think I'm over it. But what was it? Yeah, I finished with a dentist on Friday. For the last 5 weeks, I've spent over 8 hours in the dentist chair, and it's finished. I'm done. And I'm extremely light of money now. I daren't look at my credit card bill because Mr. Barkley is subbing me the money for the tooth repair. But I've got I guess there are 3 composite fillings now. I've got a composite filling in that one. That had gone slightly rotten. This one was the badly rotten one. This is the one that started it all. I wanted to see a dentist last year, but of course COVID and all the dentists were closed. And I thought, when I did come back, I thought I'd better get inoculated. And then it went into the summer holidays, and I thought, well, kids don't really want to deal with this kids and stuff, Dad's got a face ache. I thought they'd go back to school, and I'd have it all dealt with. And then, so it kind of take me into, then that one started going because of the diabetes, you see. Tooth decay tends to be accelerated if you have this condition. And that one was the root canal, and I had a different dentist to finish that one off, and they said, I've got to go back, and I'm going back in January, they're going to check on that. Because even she says, I've got curly roots. You wouldn't have known, would you? You wouldn't have known. I've got curly roots. Currently, the roots kind of curl in like that. That's how she described them. They didn't show me the x-ray because I was in the chair like that, in the chair for 2 hours again. And she seemed to explain that the roots slightly curve, and so that's what making the root canal made it really difficult because they haven't got the files that they use. That they don't make curly ones, so she hopes she's got rid of the rest of the root out. So, okay, I haven't had any pain since, so I presume it's okay. Fingers crossed. But it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. It took forever. And then I did the other filling was on Friday, and that was easy because that was a filling that fell out. I had like a 30-year-old filling that decided to leave my mouth. We got a divorce. It decided to leave, and the rest of it. He went. My regular dentist who couldn't do that. He couldn't do it. He was like, I'm done. He got another dentist to finish the job for him. He went, that tooth's great. Makes my job easier because every time I see it, more of the filling falls out. So I've probably swallowed half a ton of amalgam filling. Probably pooped it out by now though. But charming thought. But then that was Friday afternoon, 4:00. That was. Start the weekend with a filling, but that's all dealt with now. But I'm going back in January for checkups and things, and wow, what an expensive folly that was. But it's nice. It's nice. Okay. Aunt says, pity it's gone all legals. The man gave great music to the world. Again, it's his missus. She's no good. She's just no good. Phil Collins is no angel. If you read his biography, he's not Mr. Nice. He put on the act of being Mr. Nice, but he's got his foibles. Kitten Care says it's a shame Phil Collins seems like he's a likeable bloke. Of course, don't know. Well, read his biography. He's nice up until a point, but he likes the ladies. Josh says, I agree. How's the Holy is the best one. Good for you. Kitten says, I can imagine how bad the card was dinged if it's anything like the USA. Yeah. Bjorn says, that's good you've done at the dentist. I just contribute to your toothache. Oh, that's really kind of you. And again, anyone else who's watching, thank you. Again, I had a couple of folks in the past said, oh, don't mention me. And so I stopped mentioning people, and I thought, that's rude. Because I like to say thank you to anyone who contributes or helps on the social media. But I had a couple who said, it's okay. And I got into that thing of like, am I offending people? So then I stopped, and then I thought, no, maybe I should. No. And you start tying yourself in knots, trying to do the right thing. So I'm just going to say thank you. I'm going to go back to the old sod your anonymity. I'll just use your first name. I don't think they'll track you down with your first name. I think that's reasonable, But anyway, if anyone wants to contribute to the Tooth Fund, there's a link somewhere. Tooth Aid, we're calling it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it's been exhausting. Again, on Wednesday at the end of the root canal, he said, "Oh, do you want me to do that filling now?" That means I'd have been in the chair for 3 hours. I said, "No, I'll come back." And he went, "Friday?" I went, "Yeah, sure, Friday. I just wanted to get out of there, And again, I've had more injections. I've had more needles in me this year than I think in my entire lifetime. What with all the blood tests, what with all the injections I've had for the tooth business, oh God, it's been ridiculous. But the kids got their vaccination last week. They are COVID secure. I'm just waiting for my booster to come through. But yeah, kids had it done, no ill effects. Remember, get everyone vaccinated. And if you're an anti-vaxxer, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, I've got to tell you that, you're an idiot. How do you think you've lived this long? Mainly through vaccinations. Otherwise, you'd have died of diphtheria or polio or one of the other illnesses in your childhood, But there's no point in explaining to them because there's apparently there's parasites in the vaccines now. This is the 21st century. 21st century. They give us technology. They give us this internet that makes us all interconnected. And what do we do with it? We spread a load of bullshit, and all the deluded people go crazy because they're scared of getting a needle jab. Well, when I went, again, we was talking about this to the kids about TB jabs. And they said, oh, did anyone object back, when you were kids? I was like, no, only the ones who had like religious exemptions, was it the Mormons or the Seventh-day Adventists? They're the only ones that didn't have it done. But everyone, black, white, in between, Jew, Gentile, Roman Catholic, we all queued up and we had the TB jab done, and we went, oh, it fucking hurt. And it hurt for about 6 months, and I started a big scar. And even when I had the second jab, the guy went to me, what's that? What's that then? What's that? And I went, oh, that's the scar when I had my TB jab done. He went, TB? What? Because that's how young he was. He'd missed all that. So I had to explain to him that when I was a lad, we had a TB vaccination, so we didn't all die of tuberculosis, and that wiped out tuberculosis in the UK. Yeah. Where are we? It says curly roots. We can take it out. Exactly, curly roots. I've never heard anything like it. It's like, okay then. But she described the molar, because it's in the molar, one of the big ones. Again, they must look in my mouth and find it a bit odd, because I'm missing teeth anyway, because I had 4 taken out for when I was a kid for braces. And yeah, look, that's why I got this gap, That's why I got the old Terry Thomas, I say, gap, because my mouth was... I had too many teeth. I had a Freddie Mercury mouth. True. The dentist said I had too many teeth, so I had 4 taken out, top and bottom. But these ones were straight. And about a month after I finished treatment, they went back over again. They went, blink. Oh, the pain of having a brace down. Oh, it was horrible. Horrible it was. So they must look in my mouth and think, God, he's missing a lot of teeth. Like, yeah. But anyway, curly roots. Where are we? James says, hi Darren, hope the groove is smooth. Doing a Rylan. Oh, what, that guy with the shiny teeth and the permatan. No, I couldn't do that, but I guess blimey, I guess my dentist will probably clean my teeth next time I go. We didn't do it this time, I guess because he wanted to repair everything, but yeah, if you hear any noises, it's my stomach's playing up. The metformin makes my tummy go gurgly. I've been having the terrible gurgles tonight, so if you hear a that's the tablets. The missus has to suffer my gurgly tummy of an evening. It's just, it's terrible. I took a Rennie to ease the gurgling, but it's not really had any effect. It's just a... So yeah, I apologise. No, I'm not going to do a Rylan. It's not his real name, I think his real name is Brian or something. Cyrus is in. He's like our Steven Spielberg. You wait and see. Russell says evening. Hi. Juka says, do you feel your mouth feels better after the dentist? It's like giving your mouth a hot shower. Not really, because I was injected and I was like, can't burp properly. And again, the kids were home on Friday because they started their school holidays on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday they broke up. So I come back with my face like, and they're like, what's happened? I said, I've been to the dentist. My face was like that. And normally I go early in the morning, so all this is like kind of gone down by the time they're home, and then when I cook dinner I can eat. And Friday night I'm cooked dinner, I was like, oh, it's all right. I couldn't feel anything, and it's still a bit sore, where I'd been injected, and like, oh. But it was all right. Saturday morning, fine, everything was, tickety boo. Fatana says, what's going on with the Queen? Is she ill? Everyone in the States is concerned. We love the royals. You know what she's been doing? She's been staying up late watching telly. I'm not lying. I reckon that since Philip's gone, she's been binging on late night TV. She probably, like me last night, stayed up and watched the Australian Apprentice with Sugar Balls. You're losing me money. I was very disappointed because he didn't fire anyone. Last night's episode, he didn't fire anyone. An hour. I watched it for an hour. He didn't fire anyone. I wanted a refund. I wanted my money back. The whole idea is that he fires someone. So I was very disappointed. But she was probably watching the Celebrity Apprentice Australia with me on BBC One. And yeah, I think, look, she's 95 for Christ's sake, I hope she makes it to 150 because, she's the Queen, I was never, the funny thing is, when I was a young man, I was very anti-royalist because I was socialist. My nan used to call me Trotsky, and she was as left as I was. That shows you how far left I was. But then you grow up and you meet people, all sorts of different people. You talk to different people and you realise that politics is a waste of fucking time and it's people that are important. And I wouldn't swap my life for the Queen's life or, many member of royalty, especially Prince Andrew. He likes the pussy. She was street legal. Come on. And, yeah, Good old royals. Despite their dramatic heritage, they're what makes us British. God save the lovely Queen. She is our lovely Queen. She is the Queen. I think that's how it goes. There you go. Well, I've lost the track there. No, but I mean, again, she's not going to live forever. All right. Phil did a good job getting as long as he did. On his not, it wasn't his deathbed, but he was in bed, not feeling very well. And Charles goes, "Oh, Daddy, we're making plans for your 100th birthday. Do you have anything you want to do for your 100th birthday, Daddy?" He went, "I've got to get to bleeding 100 first." That's what he said. Philip, another one. They don't make them like that anymore, you know, and that's the shame. That's the shame of it. Greek, Phil the Greek, you know, he wasn't wanted by anyone, but we took him in, like we do, because we're Great Britain. That's what we do. We take people in from all over the world and we make them our own. Yeah. So yeah, good old Phil the Greek. And I was a terrible anti-monarchist, but now I think, yeah, what the hell? People love us for our royalty, and they come here and they see the buildings and they like the idea of it, and you know, yeah, what the hell? We'd only waste it on politicians. What would they spend it on? Prostitutes and cocaine, I would imagine. Where are we? Verna says, oh no, where are we? Robert says she's 95 and needs to put her feet up, watching late night television. She's probably watching, was it on Channel 4 last night, Breastfeeding My Boyfriend. Me and the missus decided not to watch that one. I thought, no, I don't fancy it, because they try out the usual lot of perverts, which they try and normalise. I was like, I just don't fancy it. I just didn't fancy it. Furnace's Toothache, promoted by Bob Geldof. Exactly. Nick says, what do you think of Todd Rundgren's music? I don't. Robo says, mud wrestling would probably get your views up. Naked mud wrestling. What, on my own? There's not enough room, and think of the mess. I don't think you'd want me rolling around in the mud. Robert says, we had polio vaccine sugar cubes. Yes, we did. We had that. I remember doing that, and you know, it was just what we did. I remember always going to the doctors for various shots and that, and I'm still here. Ain't just about. Chad says, haha, Freddie Mercury mouth. Yeah. Said his teeth helped him sing. Exactly. Freddie Mercury never had any dental work done. Well, not anything that would change the shape of his mouth, because he said that, you know, it would alter his singing voice. And that's right. And that's why my singing voice has improved. Especially when it's like that. Just killed a man, put a gun to my head. Who was singing? That is dead. Now it's just begun. Now I'm gonna show you the way. See, if ever Lambert, you know, gets fed up with it, I'm there. I can do that. I could do that. Cheetah says, are you going to any live shows, or wouldn't go because of COVID? I wouldn't go because of people. I don't look, and if I do go, I go to places like the Barbican or the South Bank, the Queen Elizabeth Hall, the Royal Festival, where it's a smaller crowd and it's a bit more cultured, you know, a bit more cultured. I don't like being with the hoi polloi, you know. I don't like being with the unwashed, you know, the fan. I don't like being around the fans. Ugh. Such grubby lot they are, such grubby lot. But no, I don't enjoy gigs. I don't enjoy them. I enjoy them there, in them. I enjoy it in them like that. But I don't enjoy going to them, standing outside them, going into them, having to get to the bathroom. I don't enjoy that. I suffer from shy pee. It's a terrible affliction. I don't know how many times the missus waited for me outside and she said, did you go? And I go, they see me, I can't go. Yeah, I need to go. I can't. Go back in. I can't, there's people in there. Shy pee is a terrible affliction. I was thinking of setting up a therapy group the Shy P therapy group. But we'll probably all be too shy to turn up. Wouldn't be able to talk about it in a group. Where are we? Alex says hi. Hello. Art says, just read a Porcupine Tree track by track book in Nightling. Doubtful. James says, long COVID gives you tummy troubles, terrible wind and pan splatter. Well, I had that before long COVID. I was a terrible, terrible victim to my stomach. But since the diabetes, I have the constitution of a monk now. It's very good. John says, did you know John Anderson did a couple of new songs with John Luke Ponty and Oliver Wakeman? Listen to my Bandcamp. They were pretty good. No, I didn't know that. Mind you, it was his birthday, wasn't it? It was his birthday the other day. He's 107 now, he is. Art says 150. That's actually believable. Well, they reckon that, within the next 50 years, they might be able to get our lifespan up to 150. So just by all these vaccines alone. So I says, yes, or the Buggles. What, at the moment? She's the Queen. John says, he's talking about something called Utopia. Cyrus wants to know, yes or the Buggles? Or would it be yes? John says to Veronica, Geldof has retired from that sort of thing, but maybe Bono and Peter Gabriel could still care. No, I don't know. I don't think, even though Peter Gabriel follows me on Twitter, I don't think he'd be donating to ToothaidE. But Pete, if you're watching, I'm a big fan. If you ever need me there to twiddle your knobs at Real World, I could be your producer. I'll tell you when it's going on too long. Quite gladly, Pete, it's going on too long. Please stop it. Can we edit it down? It's nearly 9 minutes long. Can we get it down to a nice healthy 3.5 minutes, please? Please? I could do that. I'm cheap. I could do it. I'm cheaper than Daniel Lenoir. Angie says, I'm not a fan of royals, but I do hope it's still she's still on the throne in 2024. Then she'll be the longest monarch ever taken over. Well, it's not bad. Chad says, Kasabian. My guess is no. I'm not a big fan of them. There was a big run of bands. There's was it Franz Ferdinand, Kasabian, and who's that one that did that song? I can't remember their names. Kaiser Chiefs, that's it. And they all sound the same. But there was a run of that kind of agit guitar stuff, Sorry says, do you see Phil Collins not making another studio album? Why would anyone make a studio album? It's not worth them doing it these days. Art likes drama by Yes. Warner says, about Genesis, I'll be ashamed if Tony Smith added some extra dates for a disabled man. He did it because Phil said, I've got to pay the lawyers, Tony. What am I going to do? Kitten says, I get that, Shy P. Not much on audiences. Well, I think it's the enclosed space. I think if I was going in a field with loads of people, I could do it. But it's urinals. You're kind of shoulder to shoulder, And I don't know. I just can't relax. Just can't relax. How can you relax? Can't relax. John says, yes, his birthday was yesterday. Doesn't look a day over 100. I think he was 77, to be honest. And yet Phil needs that divorce lawyer money. Josh says, living to 150 sounds dreadful. Oh, it depends, doesn't it, really? It depends what you're doing. Chad says, trotted him out in such a state, it's a bit shameful. Yeah, but he needs the money. Brendan says, I've got COVID now. Loads of side issues, including vomited. And then Well, you've actually got COVID, Brendan? Oh, sorry to hear that. Should you be on the live stream? It's infectious, isn't it? It's all those gigs you've been going to. You shouldn't have gone. You should be like me. It's hard to see him that way. What, Brendan? Well, he'll get over it. He'll be fine. John says, any updates on the threatened Peter Gabriel album will be released? I don't know. James says, London is very busy again. On the train home, it's packed. Only a matter of time before the next lockdown. Collins always looked a bit stinky. Marillion was sponsored by Sure back in the day. Yeah, but fish, you know. Again, what did Steve Hogarth say? First day in the studio with Marillion. Phew, it stinks of fish in here. I'm gonna keep doing that once it gets a laugh. I think it's a fair joke. I like it. Well, again, I mean, I did say lockdown between October and March, you know, because of the was it the flu season? I'm supposed to have a flu jab, but I don't really want to go to the pharmacist and have it done. I just want to stay away from as many people. It's bad enough going to the dentist, you know, but they're all masked up and everything. But I just want to avoid everybody. It suits me fine. Suits me fine. I want to avoid anybody anyway. It doesn't bother me. It's just, you know, I like people on a one-by-one basis. I don't like groups and crowds of people. It's just, you know, still I am. I've always been like it. It's not changed for me. Art says, just put it out there. Peter G could go Alex Baldwin. Who's Alex Baldwin? John says, no, after Phil should retire. Okay. Jacob Bud says, out of all the CD vinyl boxes you haven't reviewed, which one would you never get rid of and is your prized possessions? Easy, the Genesis ones. They're the only one I truly enjoyed. And the one by that band from 1990, blah, blah, blah. I can't mention though. It's the one where John Wetton, Bill Bruford, David Cross were playing. I can mention them. That's I'm thrilled by that set of recordings. It's when recordings were curated and, you know, and presented in a way that you could really enjoy it. There weren't any crappy, badly written, blowing smoke up your arse liner notes from some ginger pig, you know, to just really annoy you. You know, it's been recycled over and over again. Cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. I'm not going to write anything new. I'm just going to cut and paste it from this book that I keep trotting out, you know. Oh, sorry, I don't know where that came from. That's a bit bitchy, wasn't it, really? Wasn't that a bit bitchy? There's that, yeah, that one's. I like the Genesis Archive one. I'm trying to think what else I truly love. But I don't really care. Again, if the house is on fire, I don't know if I'd run and get them. Would I? I don't know. But prized possessions, it's not really music. It's going to be always guitars. Always guitars. Always the guitars. Like the old red girl here, whose neck's a little bit. She's a little bit wanky, but still love you. It's not your fault you've got a little bit of a crooked neck. We'll always be together. Don't look at me like that. It's not your fault. We can work through this. I just have to work on the hand. Make it a bit tougher, you know. But it'll always be me and you. You know that, just me and you. I remember the day when I first set eyes on you. I wasn't even going to buy you. But you were there. And I said, what about that one? That one. And you were disgusting. You looked awful. You had this horrible brass scratch plate on, and it was like anodized brass. And it was like, oh, how garish. Red and brass? How does that work? But I took you home. I bought you a new scratch plate, a nice black one, sensible black one, because you're a sensible girl. You're not like the other guitars. You're sensible. You're solid, reliable, dependable. And I made you mine. And we're here together. And if the house is on fire, I'm grabbing you and Blackie. And that's it. And we're out. Fuck the others. They mean nothing to me. They're nothing. Just sometimes I like to play around. I can't help it. But it'll always be me and you and Blackie. All right? That's the relationship. And maybe the 12 string. But I don't know. I'm going to carry that. I don't know. I'm going to carry 3 of you. Red one, black one. Oh. Sorry, 12 string. You're going to have to just burn, I'm afraid. But it'd definitely be red and Blackie. And you lot, I'm sorry. Well, maybe you, because you're just weird. You shouldn't even exist. You're like a Gibson in a Fender suit. How did that happen? Oh, sorry, you're still here. I was just talking to the guitars, like you do. Just got a bit carried away then. Where was we? Fasano says, I'm right with you about going to live gigs, says Fasano, with the Great Unwashed, thinking about going to see Rick Wakeman's Grumpy Old Rockstar gig, small theatre and reasonably priced tickets. And also the cost of it. I mean, I wouldn't have minded going to Genesis if they were reasonable, if it was the price of seeing an old man sitting in a chair. You know, if it was like 50 quid, I probably would have gone, you know, but I'm not paying over 100 quid for it. Not to sit in the gods and to see a tiny little man in a chair, you know. They don't even wheel him around. I wouldn't mind if they wheeled him around a bit, but they're not even doing that. Gusto says, I'm going to Rick's show here. It will be more than mildly entertaining. It'll be very entertaining. He gives a good show. Chad says, the Hogarth joke is solid. Thank you. What's the best non-fish Marillion LP? It's a toss-up between Afraid of Sunlight, which I think is really remarkable and very prescient at the time because it deals with celebrity and you know, dealing with, you know, what it's like to live in the spotlight and whatnot. And I think it was very, again, ahead of its time back then because we didn't have, well, we had celebrity culture, but it was just on that cusp before. Oh, there's a beverage. Thank you. Beverage time. See you later. Bye. It was just on the cusp of like Hello magazine and stuff like that. And I think it's a very prescient album. And of course Marbles, which is a very good double. Very solid body of work. And again, I think it's one of the best two. But yeah, Afraid of Sunlight. Again, Brave was okay, but I just thought it was a bit stodgy, a bit heavy going. Afraid of Sunlight was like, whoa, because it just came out of nowhere. It was like, whoa, really good. Simon says, do you think Steve Howe rang John Anderson to wish him a happy birthday? Unlikely. Which Genesis box is your favourite? Well, the green one, obviously. Kitten says, that's a solid recording by that band. It is. It's a really good, again, it's the old days when they actually took care and, you know, it was what I say curated. We're not going to give you everything. If we give you a box full of shit, it's a box full of shit and you're going to listen to it and it's not really going to make an impact. Whereas if we give you a carefully selected, curated number of shows for you to digest over 4 CDs, you're going to love it, you know. And that's what I liked back in that day, you know, when they'd release certain like gigs on CDs, certain gigs, and then it was like, then they just start vomiting into boxes. Give us 150 quid. It's like, yeah, bye. Grant says, my uncle is doing okay after surgery. Oh, that's good. Well done. Hopefully he's okay. Well, the NHS is a wonderful institution, although it will always be a political football. Don't worry, the Tories don't want to get rid of it. You know, I know you're worried about them, but they don't want to get rid of it and they don't want to sell it off. No more than Tony Blair tried to sell it off. You know, it's something that we can hold up against the Americans, you see. And that makes us superior to them. Just on that front alone, they're never getting rid of the NHS. James says, hey, how do you set your action? I start with ultra low, but slowly getting higher. Never have low. I don't know. I don't really. It's manageable. Again, it's different for different guitars. I mean, she's a bit high because I play with a pick. You see, with basses, it's different. If you play purely fingers, you can have it a bit lower because you're playing with fingers. But if you're playing with a pick, there's more. Hey, I used to be a writer for a living. Got more force, more downward action, you know, more impacts. That's terrible. And so there's more chance of unnecessary vibration and rattle. So I've a little bit higher on the red one. But I do think the neck's slightly out. But it's just always felt a little bit off. But you know, what can you do? What can you do about it? But some guitars are different. I mean, like the Monster, like this thing. This thing, I think it's fairly low. He says, I haven't touched it. This is how it came to me. This shouldn't exist. And it sounds the same no matter which way you set it. It's the same noise out of 3 pickups. But yeah, this is kind of low. Listen to that. It's like I'm Yngwie Malmsteen. Sustains for fucking days. It's mahogany. It's got a mahogany body. It's quite hefty, and it shouldn't exist. It's a freak of nature. I should really call it the freak, shouldn't I call it the beast because it's just weird. Weird. You shouldn't exist. I don't know if I respect you or I love you or I hate you. I can't tell. You shouldn't exist. Shouldn't exist. Alex says, just seen Dune, or is it June? Is it Dune or June? Worth a watch if it's your thing. It will never beat the David Lynch version. Sorry. I think it's going to be very earnest, and I think the camp route. They should have done June or more like Flash Gordon, like Lynch did. I don't know. I'll wait for it to be on the telly. I'm not going to the cinema, so I'll wait for it to be on the telly. So they've greenlit part 2, so that's good. Josh says, do your guitars ever get jealous of each other? I think they talk about me behind my back. That's without the ones that are over there. The ones that are off screen over there. There's more. I need help. It's not my fault. It's just started out as something and then it just kind of got out of control. It's what happens when I got rid of the VG99, you see. It was a bad idea. Should have just kept the box of crap. Big box of crap. It's all right. It's better. It's better this way. Oh dear. I'm tired. I'm tired of all these guitars. Make it stop. Oh dear. So yeah, I went back in time and I went into the archive. And I'm just putting stuff into Logic, old stuff from 1999 into Logic, and kind of remixing it and that. And that was when I was using a VG8 or whatever. But it's one guitar, it's Blackie. Blackie there. Old Blackie. Let's say hello to Blackie. Blackie's been through the wars. Boing! I had to put a dent in you. This is Blackie. Blackie's been in the wars. You don't look at the underneath. Don't look at that. Listen to that. Perfectly in tune. But this is Blackie. I got this in 1996. And it's quite unique. Look, it's only got a volume and a tone. What magic is that? Look, volume and a tone. But it's got a little switch there. And for years I didn't know what it did. Because I'm an ignorant pig. And it does that. It makes a little clicking noise. I was like, oh, wow, that's really clever. How do I incorporate that into my music? But it splits the thing into single, I think. I think it's a coil splitter. Because when I bought this, it didn't come with instructions. The guy just gave it to me and went, here you go, here's the door, get out. And mind you, I've got a case with it. That's rainbow for one hand. Almost. But yeah, ooh. But look at it. Look, just a little bit of head knockage. Look at the neck. Look at the neck. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at its blackness. Guitar's the only thing that makes me excited anymore. It's true. Nothing else excites me. But yeah, so Blackie was 96. Ready was, I don't know, 2005? I can't remember. I guess it would have been 2005. I had a Yamaha bass before then. And I just thought, I always wanted I want a precision. I don't know, why did I want to get rid of the Yamaha? I didn't have precision in mind. I went to this bass guitar place off Liverpool Street. And there was all these basses there, and it's like, oh, that one looks nice. It was a bit out of my price range. It was quite expensive, I think. It's nearly £500, I think. And I normally buy at that point, I'd buy in like the £300 price range. I thought, oh yeah. I tried it. I went, oh no, it just felt right. Cheater says, do you cut your guitars in bed? Mrs. won't let me. Chad says, gotta go. Time for my wife's pre-work Smith's dance party. Okay, that sounds fun. This charming man. John says, wonder if there's Steve's, Howes and Hackett talk to their guitars. If so, what do they say? Kitten says, do you have those Tuino box sets? Yes, I do. They're still on the shelf. Medard says, I have a black Kramer guitar. I would love to have a Strat more. Well, if you can't afford a Strat, get a Squire. Well, if you can't afford a Fender Strat, get a Squire Strat, because they are very good quality and well worth it now. Art says, Gibson to get it on the plane. Lol. No Gibsons here. Where do I sit with 80s synth pop rush? I don't know. Fasano says, I think Wakeman will be a good gig. He's quite a storyteller and very funny, and a good piano player. You will be entertained. He's got lots of stories, as old Mr. Rick. The missus has read a couple of his biographies and really recommends them. They're really funny. I mean, there's that story. This is the story of. He meets the Queen Mother. I don't know if I've told you this. I might have told you this story. Going back to writing. So he's at this bloke's house because this guy's got a harpsichord and he wants to try a harpsichord. And this guy is some big fancy guy from the Royal College of Music or whatever. And he's trying out the harpsichord. And he goes, oh, come through. I'm just having, high tea. So Rick Wakeman, this is when he's in his 20s, early 20s. Goes in, and who's there but the Queen Mother? So, makes small talk with her, and she says, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm at the music. Oh, that's very nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then, good few years later, he's buying a racehorse, like you do. And he's in this field looking at this horse, and he's buying this racehorse. And whose racehorse is it? It's the Queen Mum's, isn't it? And so she suddenly turns up and goes, oh, how do you do? And they're introduced and that. And he says, oh, nice to meet you, Mum, blah, blah, blah. And she goes along the line. And then I think I've got to remember the story. Because he's saying to his friend, I don't think she remembers me. I met her. And she goes off. And then she cycles round and goes, I remember you, the harpsichord. And that really tickled him. So, yeah, there you go. She pretended not to recognise him. And then recognised him. So there you go. That's a nice Queen Mum story for him. So says the one we see a little bit of the missus. Not much, it was just a sleeve. Simon says, talking to your guitars, are you starting to lose it? Oh, I never had it, mate. I never had it. Kitten says, I thought I would like 20 odd CD box sets, but no, it's a put off and I can't be bothered. Yeah. Problem is after a while you just go back to the original. You go back to the original CD or LP or whatnot. Yeah. A lot of box sets are very rarely essential. They're very rarely, And again, the only reason I go to the Genesis ones is because they have those DVDs with the surround sound, and it's marvellous to hear the Lamb in surround sound with the little picture show that they put up. It is the ultimate way to listen to the Lamb with the slides. They put the slides on. I'm sure someone's probably uploaded it to YouTube, but back in 2008, when that was released, yeah, I remember sitting down. It was a Sunday. It was just after the car crashed into the shop. I got the box set delivered, but I never got a chance to hear it because I think the next day the car crashed into the shop or something. And so it took me a good couple of months to listen to it to get my surround sound set up in the place where we were living and everything. And I remember one Sunday morning it was all ready, and I sat back and I was feeding Verity, and there it was, and it was just really good. And of course you got all the interviews on there as well, and B sides and whatnot. And yeah, they're good. They're good. They were good for the price. You got to remember when they came out, they were in the £60-70 price range, so they represent a really good value. And yeah. But Francis Dunnery hates them. Cried, he did. He cried. Cyrus says, Genesis still ain't performing in my area anyway. Guess I'm better off just continuing to watch live footage. A lot cheaper. Grant says, does Hackett have the same or similar financial difficulties as Phil? Analog says, where do I sit in a new Genesis tour? Well, should they do it? That's up to them. My issue is the cost of it. I think that the tickets are too expensive, especially for what you're getting. I think I'd come out of it feeling really depressed because, my Phil Collins I saw him, I was caught in 92, and, my Phil Collins runs around and bangs a tambourine on his head and whatnot. And it's kind of sad, really. And even watching the YouTube footage of it, I don't know. It's the same feeling I had when Alex lost the use of his back legs and he was trundling around on a wheelie. You just think, oh God, we've come to this point. How long are you going to last? I feel like that. That's why they invented the 27 Club. Can't all be Mick Jagger. That's because he gets some young bird to sit on his face every night. Keeps you young. That's some low action, says Payne. Ingui, don't be like that guy. Saw him heard him live a few years ago. His music hasn't aged well and he hasn't evolved as a guitar player. I just said Ingui because I don't know any guitar players. And it sounds funny. Okay, Joe Bonamassa. Is that as funny as Ingui? Ingui sounds funny when you say it. Ingui. Bonamassa. That doesn't sound funny. Ingui sounds funny. Do I like Iron Bath? Sorry. Analog says, where do I sit with the new Dream Theater album? I don't. Come on. Look, I'm not getting any younger. I could die whilst listening to it. Would you want me to die while listening to the new Dream Theater album? No. You wouldn't want that on your conscience. I wouldn't want it on my conscience. So no. Is it 2.5 hours long by any chance? I imagine it sounds like every other Dream Theater album. Pegasus says, do you like Iron Butterfly? In the Casa da Vida, honey, don't you know that I love you? I had that album on CD. I must have sold it. I can't remember. Probably at a car boot sale. Yeah, it's all right. Where do I sit with the new Yes Quest album? Analog. Why don't you go and watch the review? You're getting a bit, you're going a bit Munton here. Costello says, Steve doesn't have an ex-wife living in this house, refusing not to leave like Phil does, so he's head of the game there at least. No, that's because she took it off of him. I've actually got, I don't know how I got it, but I've got Steve Hackett's address in Norfolk because I think he published it online or something. Yeah. So if I ever turn up there, if anyone wants Steve Hackett's address in Norfolk. Oh dear. Analog says, where'd you sit with Geddy Lee and Alex reforming Rush? I don't care, neither should you. Grant says, Carl Palmer once said that if you look up the word arrogant, there'd be a picture of ELP. Absolutely. Oh God, man. Analog, go and watch the review. Is Analog a bot? I think Analog's a bot. I think Analog, should we mute him? Should we put him in timeout? Yeah, let's put him in timeout for a bit. Art says, the new Dune was okay, good visuals, but David's was better. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where are we? I've lost the thing now. For Simon says, Halloween this weekend. Any scary themed songs you like? No. Monster Mash by the Bonzos, a cover. You do the mash, do the monster mash. It was a smash. So no, I don't know. Scary songs? I don't know. Listening to my own albums. Art says, gotta say, after listening to two lessons, the quest is weakish. Pity bring back some rock. It doesn't. It all hits the most dynamic thing is the first track, which again we know was written by, the hooks were written by Monkman, and then it all starts hitting that kind of ploddy stuff that we recognise from Heaven and Earth. There's no acceleration. There's no urgency. There's no aggression. It's all fairly, it is what it is. Grace Under Pressure is, I had, again, I think I was given a tape of it, and I know that one. It's all right. But Analog Kid's gone crazy, so. Jack's just checking in. Kitten says, Phil's depressing album artwork redos. Why flaunt that? Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Don't like them. Find them disturbing. Pascal says, Phil Collins, very good artist. Joe Bonamassa, have a new CD. Roll T, good album. Good one, Pascal. Kitten says, no Jesse tour for me. Might get a video. Exactly. We'll get the DVD. You want DVD? John says, never care for the vocals or guitar playing with Dream Theater. Jordan's good on keyboards, but that's not enough to make them listenable. No. Unlistenable. I just don't understand why you'd want to listen to it. It's all, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's all about, Paul says, met Kimpor when Steve played Liverpool in 83. She seemed nigh. I'm sure she was very nigh, but not so nigh when it came to divorce. Cyrus says, what's the scariest prog album to listen to for Halloween? Love Beach. Scares the shit out of me. Grant says, June was the first one. Had a great soundtrack by Roger Eno. Well, Brian Eno appears on it as well, doesn't he? The Prophecies, was it the Prophecy theme? It was an Eno track. Fasano says, listen to local rock radio, rock, and the DJ mentioned it was John Anderson's birthday and played, you guessed it, Roundabout. Mainstream commercial radio in the States sucks. I don't know, it's not that bad. I remember when I was in America, I heard Brian Eno being played. I think it was Babies on Fire or something, which I thought was amazing. John says, and where's the 20-minute epic titled The Quest? Very un-yes-like. Well, Children of Chaos says, you were dead on about the new Steve Hackett album. Get a new producer. Well, again, it's not that Roger King's about. I'm not knocking his playing. I just think, I think he needs someone just to go, let's try this. It's been the same since Crikey, since Darktown. It's that in terms of the production quality. In terms of the sound. And it's just I think he's comfortable with that working team, and even if they get new players in, it still sounds a bit like the same the same thing. It's tricky, isn't it? It's all a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky. Joseph says, check out Sea of Tranquility. They're doing a whole series of spooky albums for October. Oh, that's great. Just send people to other people's channels. Well, fuck you, Joseph. Fuck you. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Coming here, stealing my bloody viewers? Go and watch Sea of Tranquility? Well, fuck you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cyrus, if I see you hanging around with Sea of Tranquility, you're fucking banned. I'm going to take your prog fan card away from you. I'm warning you. You dare. You dare. You dare. You dare. You dare. Don't you dare. Don't even think about it. No. Don't. Take your finger. No. Don't click on it. You stay here. You stay here, Cyrus. You got you. I've got you. Stay. You stay. Don't move. Stay here. At least till the end of the stream. Come on. Where were we? Art says, best thing about the New Year's, Roger Dean art. At least I'm old enough his end. You can buy Roger Dean plates. If you go to the Roger Dean website, you can actually buy plates. You can eat your egg, chips and beans off of a Roger Dean plate. What? Why would you want to do that? Oh dear. Yeah. John says it's like you're talking to a disobedient dog. Well, it's part of the act. Yeah, it's just meant to. It's not. I'm not serious. I'm just joking. It's meant to be fun. I try to do entertaining stuff. I try to be entertainment. And look, says Kit and Care is amazing. What? Analogues. Oh no, analogues come back to life again. I'm sure analogues are bot. Duke Bud says, have you heard the Let It Be remix? I don't see a review or an unboxing. What, from me? Well, you won't get an unboxing because Let It Be is one of my least favourite Beatles albums. And I wasn't going to buy it. I don't know. Again, I kind of spent all my money on my teeth, so teeth. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't care. In the same way you didn't see me unbox or let's do that for the White Album either, because I don't care about those ones. I don't know. I might do a review of the Get Back movie when it's out next month. Again, I listened to a bit of it on YouTube because you got it on YouTube Music. That's where I do a lot of my listening these days. A lot of listening there. But and I was like, I couldn't tell because I don't like Let It Be or the production of Let It Be. I think it's horrible. I really do. I think Phil Spector should be locked away in prison for a very long time. And so I don't know. Again, it's hard when you don't really care about an album. So, maybe I should listen to it. Maybe I should buy the vinyl. Who wants to buy me the vinyl? Buy me the vinyl. Send it to me at the usual address, and I'll review it. That'll work. That'll work. Teeth. I can review my teeth. Art said, Darren, old schoolmaster. That's what's needed. Fasano says, very surprised you heard Babies on Fire on American radio. It was in a shopping mall. That must have been a long time ago when rock stations were a bit more adventurous. Yeah, it was about 2001. Crikey, that was 20. It was 20 years ago today. In a mall this way. Doesn't work. They didn't even raise my eye. It turned out they were playing Babies on Fire. It's a lyric. Oh, stop it. It's going up. Can't read it. Paul says, Darren, so much better than Sea of Tranquility. Peter's good for comic books, though. Well, I don't know him. I only know the name because you've mentioned him here before. I don't watch music reviewers because, I'd only get jealous and I'd get upset and I'd start beating myself up. So I don't watch them. Can't do it. In my mind, I'm the best. And that's how it's got to remain. I have a very fragile ego. You know that. The haters tell me it all the time how fragile my ego is. And I can't handle criticism. So if I was to go on there and see, was it Fantino, whatever his name is, or a Sea of Stupidity, whatever they're called, or Prog Turd, I'd just feel really bad about myself, and then I'd probably quit. So I watch guitar videos. Michael Lemo. That's what I watch. I watch guitar videos. Can't you see? It's Lemo's fault. Lemo made me do it. Especially the Jazzmaster. I have a very strange relationship with my Jazzmaster. Jazzmaster I got cheap because it was covered in filth when I got it. It was like in the storeroom. It was one of those like shop soiled ones, and I got it for a stupidly cheap price. And it came here, and the neck was all wrong, and it was covered in crap, and the whammy bar was missing. It took me. Do you know how hard it was to find a whammy bar for a Jazzmaster with a screw thread on it? Oh, I think I got the last one. I nursed it back to health, and it's a funny old guitar, the Jazzmaster. It's not really I wouldn't say it's a solo guitar, not for soloing, but it's got a lovely way of phrasing chords. It's got a really kind of mellifluous chord, sound. I love doing strummy chords on it. Nice big open chords with the wah. Sounds a lot bigger. Just talking guitars. Grant says you're much more watchable than C. Oh, thanks. I like Grant. Grant's my favourite. He's my favourite. I like him a lot. Joseph says the Roger Dean landscape album art since the ladder all look the same. Well, he does the same thing. They should get Bob Ross to do it. Should get Bob Ross in. He'd be fantastic. Oh, someone's giving me money. I like it when people give me money. It's more exciting than guitars. Analog says, where do I sit? I'm sitting here, man. Why do you keep asking me where I'm sitting? I'm sitting here. With a collaboration with Pete from the Sea of Tranquility or Nee, the prog nerd. Well, I don't think they can afford me. But I think they'd be too scared, because they'd be scared of my magnificence. For I am the trailblazer. I'm the one who was here at the beginning, and they're merely followers. I imagine. I don't know how long they've been doing this. I'm just playing up. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. How would you do a collab? Again, because I'm here, like in this corner, and everyone else is everywhere else. I don't know how you'd manifest it. How would you make it work? I don't know. Would it be a live stream? Would it be a Zoom call? How would I record the Zoom call? I ain't got the first clue. I'm old. I'm tired. But my teeth are fantastic. Shame you can't see them. But if they can think of something, if they just want me to come and goof around, I'll do that. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm a cool dad. Paul Cook says, "Gonna stream Let It Be." Yeah, I'm gonna do the. Is it on Disney? Disney, no. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that. I've been looking forward to it, actually. Let it teeth, let it teeth, let it teeth, let it teeth, let it teeth. Whispering words of wisdom, let it teeth, let it teeth. In comes the gospel choir. Let it teeth, let it teeth, let it teeth, let it teeth. Give him some more money for his teeth, for his teeth. Fade to black. Oh, perfect, that. What's my first? Well, so what are my top 3 Beatles albums? Sgt. Pepper, Revolver, Abbey Road. In that order. Sgt. Pepper's the top, then Revolver, then Abbey Road. But they're all, Simon says, are they not going to do the albums pre-Sgt. Pepper? I think at least the Revolver deserves a box set treatment. Yeah, should be a thing. I guess we'll have to wait for 2026. So that'd be the 60th anniversary, because they missed the 50th. Thoughts on Let It Be Naked? I heard it a long time ago when it came out, and I thought, yeah, I thought it was better than Let It Be, because I don't like Let It Be. I don't own it anymore though. I owned it once, but I don't think I ripped it. Let me have a look. Did I rip it? That's a good question. Did I rip it? It's like I bought a CD the other day on eBay, and I had it in my bloody thing already. Let It Be. No, I've only got Let It Be. Let it be. Let it be. No, I haven't got Let It Be Naked, so I obviously didn't rip it. Sorry, guys. Grant says the Beatles having a lot of problems on Let It Be. You can hear it all over. Well, it's because they set themselves a really impossible task to record an album in a short period of time, and then they're going to do the concert and everything. And that's what we're going to see in that documentary. And Lug says, where do you sit with doing a collaboration with Bryce Talks Metal? I don't really know much about metalworking. Woodworking, but metalwork, I don't know. There's a lot of people do, was it the epoxy resin art, which I'm kind of interested. Ben's works. I might doing a collaboration with him. Because, hi, my name's Ben, and I'm going to cast this foreskin in epoxy, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to make it into an attractive nightlight. He's Australian. Go and watch Ben's works, and it's works with an X. Yeah. And he pollutes the environment with loads of epoxy resin shavings. I reckon pods and pods of dolphins and whales have died purely because of him and his obsession with turning epoxy resin. Oh God, where's it gone? Oh, fuck me. Analog, see, where do I sit on the new Maiden album? I miss shopping malls having record stores. That's where I got the Beatles' White Album. Yeah. Did they play King's Lead Hat? No, I think it was Babies on Fire, which is a bit weird. Analog said, I've noticed a bit that Darren does have a bit of a fragile ego. It's incredibly fragile. It's incredibly fragile. I don't have an ego. Do you think I'd sit here for an hour and a half on a Tuesday, put out all these videos on YouTube if I had any fucking ego at all? I don't. I have no ego. You know, it's just me. Come on. You don't like it because you want to insult me and you expect me to take it, because I don't mind criticism. I remember once this guy wrote this really, really eloquent, I probably posted it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. He wrote this really eloquent critique of my work, and it was like really well thought out and well meaning, but he ended it with "you bald bastard," and I went, right, well, I'm deleting that. It must have took him 20 minutes to write, and it's like, if he hadn't have put "you bald bastard" at the end, everything would have been fine, but you feel the need to insult me on a personal level, and there's no need for it. So, you know, and you've got to remember, a lot of this is an act. This is all an act. I'm not even here. Darren Locke doesn't exist. He's actually a creation. It's not my name. It's not my name. You know that. It's not my real name. This is a comedy creation. Shave my head especially for it. You know that. Where are we? Paul says, I only watch Comic Book Geeks. I watch Comic Tropes for that. He's quite good. Joseph says, Mr. LT134. It's one of my favourite review channels. Sam and Kev have not uploaded in a while. They were very nice to me with the whole, that thing that happened. I used to mock them because they had this thing going with the cameras, switching, you know, their heart's in the right place. You know, not my kind of scene, but somebody said, oh, you should check them out. And I shouldn't have done that, because that's when I start going, oh man, why are they doing this? But no, it's, you know, they've got their audience and that's great. And I think a lot of my audience who got tired of me went to with them because they're a bit more genteel. They're not as, you know, they're not as sparky, not as spunky as I am. And, you know, and they were very nice to me. So I'm forever in their debt for what they did. And no, it was really cool. So I've only got nice things to say. For, you know, that's that. I'm not going to say any more. So go and watch them. I'll let you, everyone, go and watch Mr. What's his name? He needs to change your channel name. Something a bit more catchy. Yeah, something catchy. I can't think of anything catchy. But that's for you to. But yeah, change your channel name. Hopefully you're right. They say you haven't posted in a while. So hopefully everything's okay over there. Not that I follow you. I'm just relating what Joseph just said. So Sam and Kev, I didn't know their names. There you go. I've learnt their names tonight as well. But yeah, so go and give them some love because they were nice to me and they deserve your attention. Anyone who's nice to me deserve your attention. There you go. For someone who says Francis Monkman and Rick Wakeman both have conservatory education. Pretty impressive. Yeah, Monkman was like one of the top people. He was like, and like I said, today he spends his time at home recording back. If you say it properly, you sound like you're from Liverpool. I'm going back, on his piano and recording for his own interests. Fascinating bloke, a bit eccentric, I think, but absolutely fascinating. Analog says Pete of Secrets. All right. Let's stop blowing smoke up everyone's arse. Why don't you blow up my arse, eh? I've got the fragile ego. I need it. He doesn't need it. He's not as fragile as I am. I'm really fragile. Have you not seen the picture? Have you not seen it? Have you not seen the picture? Where's the picture? Let me pull up the picture. Come on. See, this is why, you think you're clever, right? You think you're fucking clever, right? With you got a fragile ego. But I'm playing you for fools because, if I can pull it up. Come on, Darren. What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? Look, what does it say? Look at the sticker. What does it say? Look at that. You're playing checkers. I'm playing 3D chess. 3D fucking chess. In your face with your fragile. I'm not fragile. I'm the opposite of fragile. I'm impervious to everything. I'm like granite. Grant says, Before and After Science, my favourite Eno album. You should hear my version of King's Lead Hat. It's very good. Go and watch it. Do you know what? I think I'm going to post the link here so everyone can go and enjoy it. He says, wait a minute, I've just got to go through the noise. Oh, why does it keep defaulting to that one? That's not even my channel. Teeth. I've got teeth. I've got teeth. You've got teeth. But I've got teeth too. Kings. Oh, come on. Kings. Hey! It's only had 141 views. This is my version of King's Lead Hat, which was done many, many years ago. But I think it's really good. That's because I have an incredibly large ego. Excuse me. And Cyrus gives me £5. Sink your teeth into something worthwhile. Thank you, Cyrus. I like Cyrus. I like him a lot. That's because he's going to be a big film director. He's going to give me a juicy job scoring his film. It's going to be all ambient and it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a really scary bit when the guy goes into the bedroom and there's like a body and he's going to go towards the body under the sheets, right? And he's like, you think, is it a female? Is it a female? It's a bit shapely. And he's going to go there and he's going, and I'm going to score it. It's going to be really, he's going to be scared. He's going to pull the sheets back. Well, I can't tell you what's there because it's spoilers. And Cyrus won't give me the soundtrack if I spoil his movie that he hasn't made yet, which features that scene. So there you go. See? 3D chess, everyone. And look, oh, God, he's going on about that. Is this thing on? Who's your favourite bass player? And what do you think of Les Claypole and Primus? We know Primus sucks, right? Favourite bass player? John Entwistle. It's easy. Sorry, says thoughts on the channel classic album review. He did mention you and Swissy once. Yeah, classic album review. He left a comment. I said to him we should do a collab, but I can't find the comment. I can't see if he ever got back to me. So if classic album review, I know I may have taken the piss out of you, but it's only in jest, I don't mean any of it. It's just entertainment, isn't it? I like taking a piss because everyone takes the piss out of me, so kind of used to it. But yeah, me and classic album review, we're gonna do a collab. It's gonna be Big, big, beautiful collab. It's going to be a big, beautiful collab. And we're going to make the Mexicans pay for it. So yeah, it's going to be great. I've kind of committed myself to it now. I don't even know what I'm doing. What the fuck am I talking about? What am I talking about? Everyone's talking about their favourite Beatles. Yeah, Geddy Lee. Have I told you my story where I think I may have met Geddy Lee in Virgin Megastore in the 80s? Yeah. I may have spoken to Geddy Lee because I was looking at the Anthony Phillips cassettes and there was this guy and he had a really large nose and long hair and he started talking to me. He went, "Oh, you like Genesis?" And I went, "No, where are you from?" He went, "I'm from Canada." I went, "From Canada?" And he went, "Yeah, I'm only in town for a little while." And that's my Canadian accent. They say oot a lot, don't they? Oot. They go, "I'm going to sort it oot." And we were talking about Genesis and Anthony Phillips. And it was only years later when I saw what Geddy Lee looked like. I thought, nah, did I speak to Geddy Lee in Virgin Megastore and had no idea who I was talking to? He probably remembers me. I imagine that he sits there and goes, "That Darren Lott guy, I've seen him slagging off my albums. I remember talking to him in Virgin Megastore." He pretended he didn't know who I was because he's such a cool dude. You know, that's what he's probably thinking. He's probably sipping some cognac, I imagine. He's probably got a big open fire. You know, he's sitting on a throne made of Rickenbackers with some cognac, thinking of me and how he recognises me from Virgin Megastore. And I pretended not to recognise him. So there you go. That's the story, by the way. Very good story, that. Very good story. Where are we? Les Claypool is amazing. Not as amazing as John Entwistle. Everyone knows my choices are correct. Play the applause. Joseph says, lots of concert clips of Primus doing Farewell to King's album. Liz's voice sounds nothing like Geddy, but does a surprisingly good job. Well, that's the whole point. You're supposed to interpret it as you do your thing. Liam Moore says, John Peel was a nonce, and that gets a free pass. Discuss. It's because he's middle class and cool. The reason Gary Glitter and Jimmy Savile are in the bad books is because they were never cool. You know, other rock stars, you know, I'm looking at you. I've been reviewing your albums recently. I'm looking at you. A lot of these rock stars slept with underage fans, right? But they never got fingered. The fans did, though. See what I did there? They never got fingered because they were too cool. But Gary Glitter, we'll get Gary Glitter because he's not cool. You know, Jimmy Savile, well, you know, but at the time he was very cool, but then not so cool. Ah, dear. It's complicated, but no, John Peel, yeah. Joseph says they go by Court of the Wenton Knave. I don't even know what that's about. I had no idea. I know him as Mr. that name because that's how I know him. Is that what they're called? They really need to rebrand. They could call themselves Prog Nerds or something. That'd be good. I might use that myself. I don't think anyone's got an issue with that. Sarah says, do you think you would be less fragile if you ever listened to Fragile by Yes? I own 3 copies of Fragile by Yes. Art says, what drummer worthy of new Lee Lifeson? Lol. I don't know. They could just get a drum machine, couldn't they? Oh, look, Gavin Harrison's all right, but he's a bit plain, isn't he? He's a bit plain. Science says Geddy Lee has a lot of doppelgangers walking out there. Are you disputing my story? Guy, big nose, from Canada, in town for only a few days. It had to be Geddy Lee. When do I think it may have happened? Probably about 1988. I know the year. Definitely 88. So there you go. And did Rush play London in 1988? Let me have a look. Did Rush play London in 1988? April the 29th, 1988. There you go. Now, if I could find the receipt from Virgin Megastore and it has 1988 April 29th on it, you'd be fucking shocked, wouldn't you? You'd be fucking shocked. There you go. Jukebug says, I know you hate Fish. I don't. He hates me. I don't hate him. I just don't find his music that engaging. Jesus Christ. I don't hate anyone. Except, you know. Is there any one song of his or album, Marillion, you can say you like? What? I like a lot of this stuff. Emotions aside, as I know they can get in the way, I personally love Clutching at Straws. What? I like a lot of Marillion stuff. What are you talking about? I think you're getting confused, son. Oh no. Fish Marillion is the only Marillion. Facts, just saying, even though they made more albums after Fish left. That's like saying Genesis died with Peter Gabriel. Oh, big deal. Or Pink Floyd died with Syd Barrett. Oh, don't be stupid. It was Geddy. It was him. It was Geddy. And on that, I'm going to call it quits, all right, because it's getting late. And my mouth's getting a bit dry. Got to keep the teeth in good nick, you see. These are very expensive Nashers. It was 88, not 78. I'll tell you the set list. It was the, oh, wait a minute. It was the Hold Your Fire tour. They played Big Money, Subdivisions, Limelight, Marathon, Turn the Page, Prime Mover, Manhattan Project, Close to the Heart, Red Sector, A, False 10, Time Stand Still, Disney Only Warden, Lock and Key. After Me, you see. He Knew It Was Me, Mission, Territories, YYZ, Drums Solo, Red Lenses, Spirit Radio, Tom Sawyer, 21-2, or 2112, or 21112. One's part 1 and 2. La Villa di Strangiato and In the Mood. Indeed. I was there. No, I wasn't. And that's that. Good night. Yes, it's been lovely playing with you. I hope you let me play with you next week. But remember, don't tell your mother. But more importantly, if you can't be good, be safe. Until next time, chums. Ta-ta.